Sometimes it's really useful to be able to lay out a large number of objects in a grid-like pattern. This is what we'll be investigating in this particular video. As you can see, I've already created a couple of sections and a reasonably large number of checkboxes, which I've just used the default layout manager, which will lay them vertically flowing down the page. I can go into the interests section and change the layout manager to something a little more different, such as the grid. Once I do that, I get a number of additional properties that I can specify about this particular layout manager. And by default, for this particular set of widgets, I'm going to specify 3 columns. And you can see that, again, by default, I get column widths specified for me of 100, 100, and 100%. Now, those are relative widths, and we'll see how that works in a moment. But let's see what this looks like. As you can see, Composer automatically lays out those 12 objects in a 3-column grid for me, going first down the page, then back to the top, then down again, and finally down the third. Similarly, if I change that to a 4-column grid, everything adjusts accordingly. Let's just take a very quick look at that as displayed in an actual PDF, and you can see the various activities that I'm interested in laid out in that elegant grid. Let's look at another slightly different example. In this example, we have some text fields followed by a series of checkboxes, followed by another text field and another series of checkboxes. Again, I'm going to use a grid control. In this case, I have 1 text and 4 checkboxes for a total of 5. But in this case, I'm going to modify the column widths to have the first column, the one with the text, take up proportionately twice as much as each of the columns containing checkboxes. And as you can see, that lays out the form as I've specified, giving me plenty of room to get the text in on the left-hand side, with a little bit of space for each of the checkboxes. As you can see, you can use the grid layout in a variety of ways to achieve layouts which include a larger number of objects laid out in some sort of grid, and again by using the percentage widths rather than explicit widths. This allows us to add fields, change things, and automatically have Composer relay out things based on those changes. You can also, if you wish, rather than using the recommended percentage widths, click on the Edit button and explicitly set the widths of particular columns in inches, millimeters, points, as well as in percentages. The explicit measurements have the usual downside that they will not be resized if things like paper size is changed or things like that, but sometimes that is what you intend.